Hey, it's James from survivalpunk.com. Good morning. It is ugh, it is a chilly 18 degrees. And today we're going to talk about is my flashlight on? No. 5 skills that eliminates most emergencies. Those skills are basic maintenance, financial awareness, cooking from basic ingredients, basic first aid and health awareness, and calm problem solving. How mastering these 5 skills can prevent most emergencies from happening. Before we get into all of that, though, let's take a listen to our morning theme music. And we're back. I think my plan to get out the door sooner is going to be setting the alarm clock 10 minutes earlier. I seem to be struggling by about 10 minutes every single day now. I even did some of the podcast pre-work yesterday on a steal and 10 minutes behind, and didn't even have to give myself a shot in the butt this morning. So I'm thinking I just set the alarm clock 10 minutes earlier and we call it a day. Also, I think I need to get a laptop. Um, there's a lot I could do probably in the afternoon to not tie up the TV, but to hop on a laptop and do some of the podcast editing. I could, I could, if I had a laptop, take the laptop to the gym in the morning and edit the podcast on like a stationary bike. Anyway, today we are talking about the 5 skills that can prevent most disasters and emergencies. Today, today, first, is it really a good idea to get up 10 minutes earlier? First, we're going to talk about preventative maintenance. This is one. This is one. There's definitely 2 camps of people. There are the there are the really proactive people with maintenance, and then there is the rest of us. I even know better, um, but I'm not the best at it. It's fine. You can't be perfect at everything, but being proactive on preventative maintenance goes a long way to preventing an emergency. Um, properly, properly maintaining your car, your HVAC system, and a lot of other things can prevent you from having to replace it. Um, Not an HVAC system, but one of the things I do every year is we have two. We have two now air conditioning window units. One in the main house and one in the kids' room. And every year, I will take the air conditioner out and dismantle it and clean the coils, clean the gunk, clean everything out of it. And that keeps it going. Like, I know Couch Potato Mike and his wife have never cleaned and maintained air conditioners. They run them until they no longer work. Then they push them out the window onto the ground and slap a new one in. I'm hamming that statement up a little bit, but not really. They absolutely left an air conditioner in the bush where they pushed it out of the window for like a year one time. Let that sink in. Anyway, doing that. So if when I do this, typically I can see that the coils are just clogged up with dust and gunk. The fan blades are, covered in stuff. It's outside. Leaves fall on it. The leaves kind of get sucked in and become sludge. It makes the air conditioner work harder. It's going to degrade the life of the air conditioner. Our current air conditioner, I've probably had 3 years. I'm doing that just once a year has kept it going. Before that, I want to say we replaced the air conditioner like once a year. They probably replaced it once a year. So, anyway, that getting your oil changed regularly will keep your car going a lot longer. I need to get this car in and get an oil change, preferably today. Which is the sad thing is, yes, I work at a place that does oil changes, and I forget to do it all the time. My actual location at my workplace is probably 100 feet from the Vision Center. And I did not go get an eye exam all of 2025. I kept putting it off. And then my vision insurance was coming up at the end of the year, and I was like, I really need to get over there. And I never did. So, there's that. I need to get over there. But changing your oil, changing your spark plugs, doing basic maintenance like that, you can really extend the life of your cars. And with car prices the way they are, um, the from what I've seen, the used car market is trying to recover. The used car market was insane, as was car prices there for a while. The used car market is starting to turn around, and I think the new car market is going to have to follow suit or just go out of business. If we get it where we can start importing cheap Chinese made cars, the car dealerships are going to have to really react. If you can go get a brand new car today for like $13,000, everyone is going to drive that fucker. Unless you're really well to do, everyone's just going to go buy a $13,000 Chinese car. The payments on a $13,000 car wouldn't be terrible. I mean, you can put down like 35 grand on it and make decent payments. And people, I talked to the lady that used to be my boss one time, and her monthly car note was like $900. What? That's ridiculous. The last time that I had a car payment, it was 400 a month. And this was a decade or so ago. I got out of a lot of interest by paying that thing off many years early. Proper maintenance. Your home also needs proper maintenance, or things will get worse and worse, and then you're buying a new roof. And that is a shit ton of money. Moving on. Also, I need to do research. I really want to talk about what's going on with Mexico. That is going to make a good show topic. Financial awareness. Um, Having good financial awareness will do a lot of things like stop unexpected expenses, prevent fucking overdraft fees. Um, just just being financially aware and tracking your spending and living on a budget can do a lot to really show you that how you're doing financially. My wife was just straight under the impression that we just didn't make enough money, that it's too hard to live on a single income. And um, I'm like, no, we just have a spending problem. I do too. I have mm, I have I have things where I go through obsessions, and I'm like, I have to have this thing for my new hobby of the month, and I'll work it out. Currently, my hobby is um, what's the word I'm looking for? Self-fueling. I make enough money off my hobby to pay for my hobby. That is absolutely the best way to go about it. Um, and it's growing. So we absolutely do make enough money, and we're able to grow a savings and emergency fund in a real short period of time, 30 days, because we just lived on a budget and paid attention. That's it. My wife was like, "Well, shit." Um, she wants to start her own business, and I really encourage her to do it, and that would be extra money. I'm trying to grow my new. I'm trying to grow all of my side businesses into a good amount of money. I think my my side business can get to the point where it's not only paying for itself, but if I can, we're trying to buy a house. If I can grow that to paying for itself and covering a mortgage, to where my paycheck doesn't have to touch the mortgage, awesome. um, you will bleed yourself out with stupid fees and fines. Like, overdraft fees are one of the most insidious things in the universe. Um, we have a new bank account. We have two bank accounts currently. The new bank account, I chose not to have overdraft protection, which means that if something comes in, it just declines it. If the money's not there, it just declines it. I can't get an overdraft fee because it won't pay for it to go overdraft, um, which is the way that they all should be. I've tried to figure out. I tried to figure out to have like, yes, I have a credit card. I have like $300 left I owe on it. If I could just have it where it would pay for overdraft protection to save that fee and then pay that off, I would I would probably do that. But I literally can't figure out a way to set up overdraft protection. My bank makes it so hard. My old bank. Anyway, the best solution for that is to just monitor it, and every time it goes negative, transfer monies from somewhere else. But you have to be aware, right? Like, um, honestly, I also feel like setting up alerts, like if your bank goes negative, getting a text message alert immediately, like, warning, your account has gone negative, so you can react. Instead of logging in like 3 days later and noticing, oh, I was negative and I took 3 days of $35 overdraft fees. Also, if you incur an overdraft fee or a late fee, like 99% of the time, if you call, you can get it waived. Um, the last way that I did this was there is a book called "I Will Teach You to Be Rich." In it, the guy covers a script on how to call and get the late fees waived, and then like a whole flow chart, right? Like, to be so annoying that they're going to get rid of those fees. Um, and instead of like going and trying to find that part in the book, I went to ChatGPT and told it, "Hey, I'm trying to call these people to get rid of this late charge. Give me a script based on that book." And it spit it out and went through the whole flow chart, like this. If they still refuse, ask to speak to the manager, go through this, and it worked. Should be walking in the door at work right now. Cooking from basic ingredients. Um, Simple, repeatable meals. What it eliminates. Food shortages don't wreck you. No reliance on takeout. Grocery spikes don't hurt. So this learning to cook and cooking from basic ingredients gives you a lot of options to make food and to deal with shortages and to deal with the plague of missing ingredients, right? You go to make you go to make some kind of fucking soup recipe you found. Ingredient number 5 on the list is celery. You went to the store, you fucking forgot celery. What do? Um, my boy Couchtail Mike would have a panic attack and would send one of his kids next door to me to be like, "Bro, you got any celery?" Um, which is his go-to to just borrow everything. But anyway, learning how to cook and learning that in a lot of cases, leaving out one ingredient, unless that ingredient is the fucking star. You're making French onion soup and you have no onions. You're not making French onion soup. It's off the board, right? Um, you either just pivot, you make something else completely, or you look for substitutions, right? Enough cooking knowledge will let you know that these things can be swapped for these things. Um, knowing if you have these ingredients and you don't have this ingredient, you can just make these other things instead. And the list is almost endless. If you're not real sure with these things, go to ChatGPT or whatever AI that you personally fucking use. It doesn't matter, right? They'll all do basically the same thing. There's a lot of times where I'm like, "Hey, Chat, I forgot. I'm making Jiffy cornbread mix. I forgot eggs. What can I do?" Um, Mayo is a suitable alternative to eggs and Jiffy. You can replace it, and it does make a suitable cornbread. Um, Also, for a lot of baking mixes, too, you can just swap out eggs for mayo. But he's real good at that. Um, if you are just struggling with an idea, you're like, "Hey, I have these ingredients. What can I make?" And he will spit out a variety of different dishes you can make from those ingredients and do a lot of that thinking for you. And the more you do this, the more you build your own personal mind database. You're like, "Oh, I have these ingredients. I remember that one time I made this. I'll just make that again." So this is really useful when there are shortages, right? We just went through some pretty bad weather in the produce industry to where we were out often of a lot of things. Carrots were one of those things. There were days we had no carrots, which is a pretty damn vital ingredient. Um, and to not have any carrots, some days were no carrots at all. You could not buy a carrot. Knowing things that you could replace or to just completely pivot to dishes that don't require carrots. Yes, you could prepare for things like that by, um, you can buy frozen vegetables and dehydrate them. Um, Whatever preparation method they need to be dehydrated is also always done for the freezing process. So if you buy frozen vegetables, there's no secondary preparation. You can just dump the bag of frozen vegetables into your dehydrator and go to town. Basic health and first aid awareness. We just had an episode about paying attention to your health. I don't feel like I need to beat this one to death. But don't let your health go. Know what's going on. Talk to a doctor. Um, don't let yourself have rampant high blood pressure. Don't let your blood sugar sit through the fucking roof. Don't eat like a fucking asshole, right? Um, get some exercise. Be healthy. Run. Oh my God. I just got the bill back for whatever this problem I have. Um, the doctor sent me to get some blood panels drawn. It wasn't that many things. And it was like $90. I think my insurance covered $50. I think it was like 130 or something, and I paid 90 out of pocket. Fucking bullshit. If you need blood work done, go sign up to the website Good Labs and pay for it out of pocket. It is way cheaper. For funsies, I'm going to go add all of the tests that I took recently and see how little it would have cost me to just pay for them out of pocket without running them through my insurance. Anyway, I have my cart right now is fully loaded with $150 worth of tests, and it is a lot. It is a very comprehensive full panel for $150. And I gotta schedule that and go take that. I think that'll give me some more insight. But anyway, lastly, calm problem solving. I do feel like men tend to excel at this problem a bit more. My wife gets really into like a panic about problems often, um, which is, I guess, why we're a good complement. I just calmly go into problem solving mode. Like, it's not that big of a deal. We'll just do this, 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 and this, and we're done, and not overreact. Um, it avoids dumb decisions, reduces accidents, keeps conflicts small, stops mistakes from compounding. um, so when you have issues, slow down, make your assessments, and don't escalate the situation. So this has been James from StrongPunk.com, DIY to survive, you guys.